What's going on, YouTube? So, still the same day I made that other video, but I'm feeling a little talkative. I figure might as well start that story I've been talking about. All right, so uh start from the beginning, right? Documentation. Um my mom was pretty much a fuck up forever. She came from money. My grandmother ended up stealing a lot of that money from what I understand. Uh from my mom, something to do with the will. My great grandmother was the one that had the money. She was a Jones, and she finagled my mom out of the will somehow, apparently, from what I've been told. Uh, my father was the child of German immigrants, so I guess that puts them around the war somehow, time of the war. I guess I have uncles and stuff that fought on this side, and then some of my family somewhere fought on the German side. Not really sure where. If you look into my last name, you'll get a pretty good idea of where. So my father was arrested when I was real young, probably 5, 6, for moving cocaine for the Bolivian mafia, from what I understand. He got 20 years. That was life in Texas when it happened. I was born in 83, so probably 88, 89, something like that. He got out a long time later. I'll get into that story. Kind of scammed my sister, tried to scam me. Um, so one of the first things I remember is being taken. Well, first I remember I was born in Neptune City, New Jersey, Neptune Hospital. And I guess we lived there for a while, and then we went to Lewisburg for some reason or another. I don't really know why. I don't really remember a lot of that. Little here and there. Something about batteries. But then we moved back to New Jersey. My mom did some dumb shit. I got taken into foster care. And I remember the other kids hated me. They were like teenagers. And they used to fuck me up in there when I was probably like, I don't know, 5, something like that. I remember having a He-Man toy. And when my mom was leaving the porch, it fell on the floor and his sword fell between the boards. That was the first actual, like, that shit happened memory that I can remember. And that shit really fucked me up because that was my favorite thing in the world. So, right from the bat, we're not off to a good start. Those kids, they'd bring girls over and the girls would pay attention to me. So they hated me. They used to whoop my ass a little bit here and there when I was, I must have been like 5 or 6. I'm not sure. Something like that. But I remember getting my ass kicked on a daily basis. Um, from there, I guess the next thing I really remember is my mom got me back. We lived in a halfway house in Long Branch, New Jersey. It was run by nuns. And this little kid was really loud and annoying. Was crying constantly. Nobody was taking care of him. And I went in there and plucked him in his fucking head because that's the only reason. I guess that's the only answer I knew to this. She found me doing that shit, fucked me all the way up. His mom, obviously. Uh, then I got in a fight with her older son, who was my age. We got in a fist fight outside. I remember that. And I ended up hitting him with a 2x4. And I remember hiding under the bushes, scared to death that the nuns were going to find me. And they did. And this shit wasn't good. This shit wasn't good. So this was all before, I think it was before school, because I don't remember school at this point. Um, I guess I don't really remember first grade at all. Eventually, she got an apartment in Bradley Beach, New Jersey. And I remember I got kicked out of second grade just for being a dickhead talking too much. And man, I met one of my first lifelong friends in second grade. And I used to constantly just make shit up. I was a fucking liar. Uh, I had these kids convinced that I was in a fight club when I was in second grade, so it must have been like 7, I guess. Um, this isn't exactly going how I thought it would. The dog's pretty annoying. I should stop saying so fucking much. So we were in a halfway house and we moved to New Jersey. Got in trouble for various things. Breaking windows. There was an apartment building right underneath mine. No, it was an office building. It had a window that must have been like 5.5, 6 foot high, and like 4.5, 5 foot wide. And I used to just fucking love throwing stones through it. Eventually, they found out I did it. Sent my mom a bill for it. Then I would just do other dumb shit. We did dumb shit all the time, man. In my high school, I broke in there. Nah, not my high school. My elementary school, I broke in there multiple times. We had the old Apple computers. Uh, they were built like, I don't know, like a fucking. They were like spinach color, like the Game Boys. Took a shit all over those things. I pissed all over the fucking teacher's lounge. Ate all their fucking Cheetos. I was put in detention. So it was in a separate room downstairs in the basement. And I just left the window open a crack so I could come in there and break in at some other time. Uh, I guess I took a girl with me because eventually, I don't really even remember this, but she hit me up on Facebook a long time later in my 20s and told me all about it, that I brought her with me. And she had all these details, so she wasn't lying. I used to hang trash from the flagpole, pull it all the way up there. That was funny. We used to tie fishing line to trash cans and put them on each side of the street and watch cars hit them. And sometimes it would snap. And if you find strong enough shit, it would smash the fucking cars with the trash cans. Fucking hilarious if you had nothing else in the area. You know what I mean? Oh shit. Just all the dumb shit I used to do back then. I made up this dumbass story about being the alley king to the little kids I used to hang out with, and there was like a whole lore behind it. I got a kick out of just telling bullshit stories, man, to just dumbasses. And I don't know, it was funny as fuck. And then one time I was in school, my mom came in there and said we had to leave early. Apparently, my little sister's dad beat her to fuck up, and we had to run Didn't really turn out to be anything, though. I think we stayed at her friend's house for a night, and then they made up. You know how that goes, abusive relationships and all that. So let's kind of try to stay in what, second grade, whatever. We'll try to cut this off to where I think to where I started going to Christian school, on and off. I was in like 2 Christian schools. I got kicked out of them. I got kicked out of Bradley Beach Elementary on second grade, and then in 4th grade, and eventually ended up in a school called Meridian Academy in like a little bit more north than I was. It was in Colts Neck, New Jersey. That school was wild. Yeah, we'll get into all that for sure. But this is kind of just an intro. I think around that time was when my little sister's dad lived there. He gave me fucking scabies. I don't know if you know what that is, but he was a junkie, old school biker, used to sell coke for Gotti, and had a lot of kids. And he fucked me up a couple times. He was kind of a piece of shit, but I didn't know any better because I was younger. I was looking up to him and shit. Broke my nose one, well, maybe not broke my nose, but fucked my nose up pretty good one time to where I was bleeding all over. My mom told me basically just, you know, it is what it is, sort of shit. This right here really isn't, I guess it's not really a story. It's just kind of setting a baseline. You know what I mean? So, right from the beginning, I hated school. The only thing I really loved was hip hop and video games, man. We were playing, I had the original Nintendo. Somehow my mom worked that out. Well, you know, the gold Zelda joint, that was my shit. Mario 1, Mario 2, Mario 3. Then I got the Super Nintendo somehow. I used to play Mortal Kombat in the on the corner store with all the bigger kids. When it came out, Mortal Kombat 1, I used to steal fucking change out of my mom's little piggy bank thing to go play Mortal Kombat before school. I was in Scared Straight before it was Scared Straight. So they brought us all there, and there was like kids from 3 different schools there. And out of the one school, the kid brought his mom, and the prisoners made him take his shoes off, threw him across the auditorium, and said, "What if I just raped your mom right here?" I don't think I'm supposed to say that word on YouTube, but it's whatever. It made a big show of it. That obviously wasn't the end of it. It was like a big show of it. Kids started crying. The kids in my school just kind of thought it was funny. Most of us thought the whole thing was funny because we were pretty sure they couldn't hit us, so we really didn't care. But they got in a couple people's faces. They got in my face. They tried to do all that tough guy shit. None of us really cared. The place we came from was different, man. It was pretty fucked up. So this wasn't really all that new to us. It didn't seem real either. So you can't really scare straight somebody when they're like, I don't know. I must have been like 9, dude, and maybe 10, and it just seemed like such bullshit because I didn't ever think I'd ever be that old anyway. So it just seemed stupid to me. Like these dudes were like 25, 30, you know what I mean? So it just didn't have an effect on me. Other than that, man, I think I'm going to end it before I get into the Christian schools. Or maybe just gloss over that stuff because it really wasn't that big of a deal. Might be able to fit that in this, I guess. So then... Nah, we'll save that for next time, right? Hey, fuck it. I'll see you guys next week.